What's up, YouTube? Ebony here.
Nate.
And we are back with another video, just trying to show you guys and tell you guys rather what we've been doing and kind of like how we've been scaling and growing our business. We've been really busy the past year, honestly. Like we showed you guys, I think we showed a clip short that we did get another box truck. We're on our 5th truck, guys.
Yeah.
So God's been good to us. We've been really blessed. And we've been working hard. But we are about to get back to the content side of things because we have kind of worked through, the kinks and got enough drivers and got everything in place to where we're able to have a little more free time. So what we want to do now is just kind of go in and tell you guys what we're doing, I guess. Can't give too much detail out, but we are in a contract right now with 2 trucks. And we have been in that contract since May. Okay, yeah, May. So I think that's like 8 months right now. So it's like January, yeah. So around 8 months, we've been consistently with this contract. A broker that we've been working with called us about a opportunity last year, and we was like, of course we'll take it, right? So the opportunity was only supposed to be 5 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know how sometimes people run into problems and construction usually don't go as planned. So anytime somebody say, construction site usually lasts longer than, expected.
Yeah, intended. So it was supposed to be 5 weeks, but it wasn't literally, it was kind of like a different mission at first. But anywho, we are still on this contract for 8 months right now, since May of last year. So this is kind of where we're at right now. We have 2 trucks now on the contract. We started out with 2. They took one away, and then they asked for another one. So we've been consistently going for 7 days a week, guys.
Yeah.
7 days a week, like non-stop 10-hour days. We had
to hire some more drivers, just some weekend drivers. And we finally figured out the rotation. We think we got it all dialed in. And right now we're looking at 7 drivers?
Yeah, we have a total of 7 drivers right now, guys. Because like they said, we had to hire a weekend crew. Because, we couldn't burn our guys out running all weekends. Even us, first Nate was running those routes back to back. It was just tiring, so we had to come up with a plan. And the plan was find a weekend crew that just wanted to work weekends. Yeah. So we found 2 really good, dependable drivers. Haven't missed a day yet, guys. And like I said, everything has just fallen in place the way it should have been. Yeah. So with that being said, guys, this is the opportunity that people wait for in this business, right? Yeah. You want to wait for contracts like this. That's why a lot of times when people give up too quick and, just try to say, hey, I can't do this, it's too hard, just hold on a little bit because, guys, you never know when the opportunity is going to come.
Yeah. And sometimes you got to give people chances. Like the way we got this contract is we just gave somebody a chance. And this was a broker just starting out, couldn't go through the factoring company, so we had to give him a chance, and we gave him a shot, and it's been a blessing for us, and he gave us an opportunity, so he returned the favor. And sometimes you have to, go out there and make a decision, what's best for your company, and I think this was one of the best decisions we ever made.
Definitely one of the best decisions we ever made. We did give him a chance. We've been working with this broker since we started. Like he said, he couldn't work with the factoring company, so they had to mail in a check for us, right? So we just waited 20 to 30 days, and every time they mailed it in, and actually sometimes it was earlier than that, because a lot of times the people say 30 days, but they pay you out quicker. Mm-hmm. So after a while, we kept receiving the checks. The factoring company actually started working with them, so we just started going through the factoring company, and it's just been good reports ever since. This is a really great broker, one of the best brokers we work with. Yeah. Actually care about the carrier. He care about the concerns, and the pay is awesome, guys. They don't try to be cheap with the rates. So this is one thing that has kind of took us to the next level. And this contract, the numbers are good, guys.
Yeah.
The numbers are good. This is what you want to look for in a day rate. Like we always say, $800 to $1,000 a day is what you want to do for local routes, right?
Yeah.
Because this is a local route. The route is here in Dallas, and it's literally Dallas to Dallas, right? And you are here, like I guess the warehouse from the construction site is like, I would say
5 miles.
about 5 miles, guys. So we only run with them when they need us, right? So sometimes we're just sitting there for a couple hours, and when they come in and say, hey guys, we need to do a run, then we run to the construction site. So we're basically there until they need us each day for 10 hours a day, guys. And usually they let us go around 5 o'clock, so it's usually like 8 to 5. And we get paid overtime as well, so it's a really good deal. And this is I know you guys have heard of data centers, right? So this is one of the biggest data centers that they're building right now. It's huge, and it is for an AI company. Now, I know I don't want to throw the name out there, but we are working for an AI company right now, guys, and that tells you right there, that's $1 billion company. So that tells you right there that the routes are consistent, they are paying, and they're able to do whatever they need to do to get the job done.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where we've been doing right now. Of course, we're still on the load boards, booking routes off the DAT board, and truck stop when we can, and also on Beyond, guys. So we have been really, still working the boards, keeping these trucks busy, because we have been extremely busy on the.
And that's why
on
we
the
had
other
to
side.
purchase another truck, because we was getting a lot of volume, all at one time, basically giving them our 2 trucks, for that contract. So we still had to, we take care of our other brokers also. So we needed another truck just to, fill in the gaps. And, I'm that gap filler. So when everything is, looking close to time, I can go in and, get a route done and get hard things, go help out another guy. And I think that's been really successful, because, we're free, we're still making money, and we're providing for our our customers.
Yep, and that's the thing that you want to do, guys. You want to provide for the customers, brokers, wherever you have, direct shippers. You just want to make sure that you are able to still attend to them when they call, because if you don't answer the call, somebody else will, right? So we had to go get that extra truck. It was needed, and that's a good thing, So when this contract is taking 2 trucks, we still have to think about everybody else that we had to deal with, right? And we don't want to lose those contacts, because networking and contacts are the best thing to have in this business. So we still get loads off the load board, but we don't have to worry about it too much, because we know people are going to call us each and every day. So that's what is a good thing about having contacts and networking and just doing a great job. I feel like that's kind of how we got the people that we have now, because we did a great job. And also when we dispatched others, we were always on call, right? People called us and we always took care of the issue. So when we dispatched, that helped us a lot as well. And of course, we just always stay professional. You give these brokers the communication that they want. They want communication, right?
Yeah.
So communicate with them. Tell them when you're at the shipper. Tell them when you're headed to the receiver. And you also let them know when you're at the receiver, right? Send a POD as soon as you deliver. That makes them very happy, right? They want to see something that they want to make sure that you delivered what you said, right? Basically. So just send them the POD as soon as it's delivered. Maybe even take a picture of the loaded truck and send it to them. They like to see that too, and make sure it's like secured and strapped, right? So just do all the things that you want to, think that is going to be a good professional look for you in your business.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, you showing off your business. If you go by, be on time, take pictures, and do everything that the Raycon usually say, they want to work with you, because you're keeping in contact with them. Some of these brokers, they're so nervous. By you doing your job, you making it easy on them, and when you make it easy on them, they feel more comfortable, and that's when they start calling you back. And it's just about being consistent and just doing your job right and showing them, and that's when they'll call you back. And like for us, we don't want to lose those relationships that we built over time, because it took a lot of hard work to get to that point. So we had to make adjustments, and trucking is about adjustments. You find something different every day. You run into a situation every day, so you got to know how to maneuver those situations and still be professional and get the job done.
Yep. And that is true right there. It's always something new. You might have a breakdown. You might have a, driver frustrated. It's a lot when you start adding more drivers, guys, but
Yeah,
it's worth it as well because the pay, you get more money, but it is more problems. But you have to maneuver through those problems like Nate said and just handle them professionally and keep it on trucking like we always do.
yeah,
So I think that's pretty much all we wanted to, tune in and let you guys know. It was pretty much about the contract and what we've been doing with the AI company and just really been, a blessing to our business, to our future, guys. I'm pretty sure if we can, like, this is life changing, honestly. This
yeah,
contract has been life changing. And I'm pretty sure they're saying that it's gonna last probably up to 2027, right?
yeah,
So if they can keep us there that long, guys, or even to the middle of this year, that's gonna be a little over a year. You can't beat it. Like that is the
yeah,
things that you want, and you do a good job because I'm pretty sure this company is gonna have more data centers they're opening or more projects they're opening because this is not. And just to go back at it, this is not the only thing that we have done from them this year. You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
had different things because they got different locations in Dallas. They had different things that they needed help with,
yeah.
and it was super like profitable, guys. Super profitable. We would go take these like big boxes, right?
Containers.
Containers, whatever you want to call them, but they fit on our box truck and they wasn't that heavy. You could move them, with a pallet jack, but they were probably like 500 pounds a piece, but we only could fit about 4 of them on there together. But we would take those and dispose of those for them because they were just too big, too bulky in the way and taking up too much space in their warehouse. So it was so much things that we were doing for them, even like finding a company to dispose of some hazardous materials. Like we didn't even have to, like, we just had the company come out and they paid us for that, guys. So it's
Yeah,
like all these different things trying to just find, like, help them and get them through situations, and they paying us very well, guys. Like the best pay that we have ever had, the best consistency.
yeah. And it's really about providing a service. A lot of people think about just the money and everything, but it's about providing a service. When you provide a service for somebody, you taking a lot of you're taking a lot of stress off of them. Knowing that what I'm saying, you can get the job done, and whenever you can do that, people gonna call because your name is out there. We call mountain movers.
Yep.
They'll figure it out. They gonna get the job done. So anytime they run into a situation, just on the transportation side, they gonna give us a call, and we get the job done. We got a lot of we got a lot of hard work put in this, so we know a lot of ins and outs, and like I said, it's just about providing that service.
Yep, and really that's how we got the contract, like just providing service to the broker doing, just regular routes, right? And then he came with a contract opportunity. And one thing about a good broker, they're going to ask you what you need for that
Yeah,
rate. Daily rates or a rate that's just going to point A to point B. But he came to us and asked us, okay, let me tell you what it is, what's going on. This is going to be happening. This is what we're going to be doing. What rate would you need? What rate
yeah,
would y'all need to make y'all happy to do this? We give them a rate and it was approved. That's when you know that you are working with a good broker because they don't try to undercut you. They don't try to, say, oh, well, maybe that'll be a little too much. No, they make it work and they do what's best for them and their customer because they know when they have a good carrier, they want to make the carrier happy and the customer because that's going to make them profitable as well.
yeah,
So that's when you know you're working with a good broker when they're willing to, maybe even sacrifice a little on their end just so they know that they can have a dependable carrier in there every day to make sure that their customer is happy so they can have a repeat customer. This is how the industry works, guys.
yeah. You like I said, it's relationships too. It's like you talk to some brokers, you can kind of get a feel. They're trying to
Yeah.
cheap, get the cheapest rate. And you really don't want to work with those guys. I mean, you work with them that one time, but do your job. But you can tell, like, if you're talking to a good broker, and you can kind of tell, by even just the route, having all the information for the route, you can tell, if it's a good broker or not. And it's just about their relationship, building that relationship. And like I said, this relationship came from doing you know, a small route, you know, 2 or 3 years ago into something big. So
Yep.
you just got to build that
Hey,
relationship.
you just don't never know when that opportunity is going to come. The more brokers you work with, the more that they're trying to go out here and get. The brokers are trying to get dedicated stuff, right? So when the opportunity happens and you are first on their list, they're going to give you a call, guys. So
Yeah.
just stay patient, stay consistent, and stay disciplined. And I guarantee you something good will come out of it. So, guys, that's pretty much it. We just wanted to let you guys know what we were doing and, you know, can just give you guys like an insight of the contract as well and how consistent and dedicated it is and just showing you like it is possible. Like
Yeah.
it is possible to get a contract, but you just have to be patient and work.
Yeah.
It's all about work ethic when you want those contracts, guys. And I know it's other opportunities and other ways to get contracts, but this is how we got our contract through a broker that we personally, I guess, worked with and kind of knew. Because we talk to him all the time, and we're kind of like on a personal level as well. So
Yeah.
we, you know him pretty good. He know us pretty well. So that's how we end up getting it. But I know it's other contracts that you can get through, like sam.gov and things like that. But the best way to get them is through brokers that you work with because they have the connections already. And if you do a good job, you will be first on their list.
Yeah.
So, guys, that's pretty much it for the video. We just wanted to tune in with you guys and just let you guys know, give you guys a business update on what's going on. So, guys, catch us on the next video. We will be posting more and we're trying to, you know, put more content out there and just trying to give you guys a feel of what's going on our side in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Because as y'all know, we are local, but we do regional as well, like Houston, San Antonio. Our radius is 300 miles max, honestly. We
Yeah.
don't go any farther than that, and we're coming back the same day. So this is what we do. This is what been working with us too much. And honestly, it's best to just, box trucks, I feel like it's best for us to just stay what we're doing local and regional.
Yeah, and I think it's you know, just staying local like that. It's so much to do. It's so in the Dallas area. You know, you really don't have to go out as far. You know, if you're in like little small towns and stuff like that, we understand. You know, you're more likely to go OTR. But in the Dallas, it's just so much moving, and you know, so much going on. You can find good loads and still, you know, live comfortable.
Yeah, live real comfortable, honestly. And the thing is like, okay, if you make $1,000 in a day, that's typically what you want out of a box truck, right? $800 to $1,000 locally. You're not spending much in fuel.
Yeah.
Your maintenance bill is extremely low. You know, we could probably get an oil change maybe 2.5 to 3 months for every truck. Like, it's really, really low. And I think our oil change is like $350-ish per truck. So you just have to think about that. And also, you just not tiring your drivers out. You know, they're happy.
Hotels.
They get to go home with their families.
Yeah.
They're happy about that, right? So you keep everybody happy. You keep your expenses down, which makes you more profitable. That's really the only way that we think about it. Like, we don't want to drive 600 miles, spending all that money in fuel, and we could be making the same amount here locally or regionally. It just doesn't make sense, guys. So the thing is, stay profitable. Stay profitable, and you will be okay. So like we always say, guys, peace and love.
And keep on trucking.
Everybody put your hands up. Everybody bounce.